expecting to be any more committal than that, but a huge 3 points. And you've played in a lot of those games on the way to your titles where you're not at your best, but you keep a clean sheet and it's just all about the result.
Absolutely. They'll be going back on the coach later, really pleased with themselves because they hanged in there. I mean, Brighton were very good. They created lots and lots of chances, but the defence again come out on tops. And it's all when you, as I said before, when you pick that trophy up at the end of the season, you don't analyse every game and say we was poor against Brighton away. You just take the moment when you pick it up. So they'd be delighted, and Mikel will be absolutely delighted with the Man City result as well. Deep down, he didn't really show it in the interview, but he will be really excited about what happened at the Etihad by Man City dropping 2 points as well.
Yeah, landmark night for Bukayo Saka. I mean, as he said, for someone so young to get to 300 games. And I think, quote, that Fabian Hertzler has said after the game, that we were the only team trying to play football, and I will never have my team to try and win a game in that manner.
Well, he's capable of saying things like that, isn't he?
He's not going for a title, though,
he's not. No. He might change his mind if he's going for a title, and any old winner will do. Listen, Arsenal have played well for the vast majority of the season. And it's the oldest saying in the book, really. The oldest saying in the football book is, you know, to win the league, sometimes you've got to win playing ugly. Arsenal have done that as well this season. Fair play to them. You know, they find a way of winning. And that starts, in Arsenal's case, with having a real strong base, very good goalkeeper, very organised defence, solid midfield. They aren't what Liverpool have been, aren't what Manchester City have been over the last decade or so, basically blitzing teams through goals, conceding maybe 2 or 3 themselves, but scoring 4 or 5 themselves. So they're not that style of the play. They're very organised, they're well drilled, and as Ray said, as soon as they score 1, you rarely see them not picking up the points. Of course, they had a bit of a blip against Wolves not so long ago, 2-0 up and drawing. But apart from that, when they score, it's, you know, you can just see them shutting out games, closing out games. And they hardly created a thing tonight. But Brighton didn't really look like scoring either. They had a lot of pressure, but Arsenal defended their box really well.
Yeah, just to back you up, 10 wins this season by a 1-goal margin. They didn't have many opportunities, but perhaps not surprisingly, Fabian Hertzler said it was a definite penalty at the end of the first half. Vifa fouled by Martinelli, he said. Did they get a little bit fortunate here?
Yes, I think they did. Look, you can see Martinelli there. He's not even looking at the ball, and he goes down into the box. And I was pretty surprised that it didn't go to VAR. I'm really surprised that, you know, maybe, and that's what the manager was having a little word with the fourth official. But as you see there, there's definitely contact. Whether they've both got each other's arms is another matter. But really, they got fortunate because another time that would have been a penalty, and a lot of penalties we've seen for that sort of incident. So I think Arsenal got away with one there.
We've got a real problem, I feel, in the game at the moment with pulling, with blocking, shirt pulling, you know, things like that. I think when it's so obvious, you know, VAR are not doing themselves any favours by not sending the referee to the monitor there with that one. There's enough 50-50s, there's enough blocking of goalkeepers on corners that it's very hard to... But when there's one that obvious, then I think they are leaving themselves to, you know, out there to be hung, drawn and quartered for not having a look at that one. That looked like a stonewaller to me.
OK, interesting, but Arsenal got the job done.
We knew it was a big night coming into tonight. Top 2 both playing at the same time. Both with games that you would have expected them to win, but I said at the start, I think they will both win, but none of them are gimmies. And, you know, Forest have got so much to play for themselves. They're fighting for their lives, especially with West Ham doing so well and teams around them picking up points. They had to try to get something today. And as I said, Forest have got a good squad. You know, that squad can't be taken lightly. So it was a big night. Could be a pivotal night in the title race, but there are still plenty of games to go. Manchester City simply can't slip up again, though. They can't go further away. They've got to put the pressure on Arsenal from now on in.
What's it like when you come off the pitch and you've done your job, and then someone says to you, "Oh, they've drawn or they've lost"? I mean, how?
It's a massive bonus. It really is a massive bonus. You know, you're walking off. All you're interested in is your result, but when you hear your local rivals and the team you're going to be going all the way with you have dropped points, it's a massive, massive boost. It really is for the players. So they'll be absolutely delighted with the result themselves, but they'll also be delighted with what happened at the Etihad. And obviously, as Michael says, there's lots and lots of football still to be played, but you want them, the little bonuses along the way. And now it is in Arsenal's hands. So it's all down. And I'm sure the fans enjoy their journey on the way home, the Arsenal fans. As you can see, they're celebrating the win, but they're also celebrating the 2 points drop for Man City.
I think if you had asked Arsenal before the night, if they had just sustained and kept their difference, they would have been happy. On paper, I think that they probably had the harder game. They're playing against someone higher in the league. They're away from home. Manchester City obviously playing at home against a team fourth from bottom. So I think if you'd said to Arsenal, you're both going to draw or you're both going to win, they would have snapped your hand off. To gain 2 points on a night like tonight, double bonus for them.
Yeah, and reminder what is left for these two teams. It isn't in City's hands now, and City have just played, actually, Forest, of course, battling for their lives. Their next Premier League game is away at West Ham. Before that, they got the FA Cup at Newcastle and an away trip to Real Madrid as well. Mansfield and Leverkusen for Arsenal before they play Everton. And then, of course, that big game at Wembley between the two, and then the meeting at the Etihad in match week 30.
Some huge games there, Steve, but if you just take the Premier League games in isolation, you've got Manchester City going away at West Ham and Arsenal playing at home to Everton, and then you've got Manchester City going away to Chelsea while Arsenal are at home to Bournemouth, and then they play each other, and it's at, obviously,
the Etihad.
At the Etihad. But those two games, I would almost say that Arsenal have got the easier two games. West Ham away and Chelsea away for Manchester City. They're two difficult games. So, again, from City's point of view, they need to just keep tabs now. They need to keep matching them and then hope that when they play each other, that they win.
You're making Ray very excited with that analysis there.
No, I certainly believe that Arsenal got the better running. Last year, they probably had the harder running, but this year, certainly there's games there, especially home games. You know, the crowd will be really up for it now because they know they've got that gap. And as Michael says, West Ham are fighting for their lives. Chelsea, we saw their result tonight, a really good performance. So as an easy game at Stamford Bridge. So Arsenal certainly in pole position, as they say.
OK.
Arsenal delivered another huge statement in the Premier League title race with a hard-fought 1-0 victory over Brighton and Hove Albion. In a tense and tactical battle, the Gunners showed resilience, discipline, and the mentality of true contenders as they secured all 3 points away from home. The decisive moment came when Bukayo Saka found the breakthrough, calmly finishing to give Arsenal the lead. His goal not only lifted the team but also silenced the home crowd, proving once again how crucial he is to Mikel Arteta's attacking system in high-pressure matches. Defensively, Arsenal were rock solid throughout the game. The backline handled Brighton's attacking threats with composure, ensuring the Gunners recorded yet another clean sheet on the road. It highlighted the balance in Arteta's side, dangerous in attack but equally disciplined at the back. After the match, former England striker Michael Owen praised Arsenal's performance, emphasizing how impressive it is for them to win tough away games without conceding. According to Owen, results like this show the maturity of the squad and why they are serious contenders for the league title. With 5 away wins without conceding this Premier League season, Arsenal continue to build momentum at a crucial stage of the campaign. If they maintain this level of focus and consistency, the Gunners could be on their way to something special as the title race heats up.